So quick reminder, what we're doing here is we're going to spend the next 14 minutes or so activating a part of our brain that if we keep doing it, the intention is that it becomes more and more familiar to us, and we're able to be at least have the feeling that we're a little bit more in control as we go through this. So what's coming up for me today is anxiety. So quick context, I live in Fairfax. I'm very close to the creek, and given the rains, the creek is very high right now. And I also know, tides, meaning there's only so much room that the creek has to empty out into the bay. So if the tide is high, there's just not enough room, and we might get flooded. And if that happens, then anyway, there's all kinds of things that are going to happen to the house, to me, the street, all that kind of stuff. So what comes up for me is anxiety. And I noticed it this morning because I was on the roof getting soaked, sort of, dealing with things and trying to manage as much as I could. And so it was an interesting experience to get connected with this, like, oh yeah, this is anxiety. This is so here's a definition of anxiety. Anxiety is the present moment experience of dread and fear of anticipated negative events in the future. Right. So as I'm on the roof in the rain, getting wet, what's going through my mind is, oh gosh, if I don't do this, then in the future there's going to be all of these problems. And my mind had no problem filling in all kinds of terrible scenarios of what the water would do and the damage and the expense and all that stuff. I'm guessing you guys are probably familiar with this experience of anxiety. So the reason I'm bringing that up today is our ability to manage where our attention goes makes or breaks the degree to which this anxiety then dominates our experience. So I can either sit there and say, oh my gosh, all of these terrible things are going to happen. It's a done deal. I'm screwed. This is, there's nothing I can do. And then that becomes my reality. Or I can do what we practice here frequently, which is take a step back and ask myself, are you doing what you can? Whatever's in your control, do that. And the rest, just trust that it's going to unfold in a way that, again, by definition, I don't have control over, and I'll deal with it as it comes. And there's something very soothing and calming about the ability to kind of drop into that place and say, I'll manage whatever I can control, and whatever I can't control, I'm just going to be with and trust that I'll have the acumen or the skills to engage with that when it comes. So another way of saying that is energy flows where our attention goes. And so I thought today, let's do an attention training practice to see if we can activate that part of ourselves that has the ability to just be with what's happening and then choose where to direct our attention. So that's the goal of today. Let's start by closing our eyes. The very first thing to activate is focusing attention on the here and now. Simply noticing that the body is sitting or lying down, contact with the ground, and this is happening right here, right now. Whatever memories we have of what happened this morning, they're literally just that. They're just memories. It's done. Whatever we're imagining may happen in 2 minutes or 2 hours later this afternoon is just that. It's just ideas. Maybe they're anxious, maybe they're not. but it hasn't happened and we don't know if it's going to happen. So just noticing that for what it is. And what we're left with is just the present moment. Right here, right now, we're okay. We're on this call together. Most of us are dry, warm, and safe. Energy flows where our attention goes. See if you can direct your attention to this moment right here, right now. Anything beyond just sitting and breathing is just mental chatter. It's just the brain remembering, the brain anticipating. That's okay. And it's nice to be in contact with the reality of what's happening. So right now we're just sitting, breathing, probably remembering and anticipating. And usually when we feel anxious, it's because we're believing the thoughts about the future. The mind is convinced that all of these things are going to happen. And it stimulates this experience of anxiety in the body. And one way of addressing that is just to come back to right here, right now. Just notice that none of what the mind is thinking is happening in this moment. Our energy flows where our attention goes. So see if you can direct your attention to this moment right now. Simply notice what it's like to be in this present moment. And being able to flex this attention muscle is really useful. It's really practical as we live our lives and go through our days. When I'm drinking my cup of coffee and looking at the news, there's all kinds of things that if my attention goes there and gets wrapped up in the what if and it's going to happen, it's really stressful. I just come back to remind myself, sitting on the couch, drinking a cup of coffee, and our energy flows, our attention goes. Usually what I find is what we practice here a lot is this. I can redirect my attention to the present moment. I connect with a sense of peace and equanimity, sense of mindfulness about just bearing witness to my emotions, the sensations, thoughts. Energy and our experience flows wherever our attention goes. So just noticing where your attention is in this moment. And where would you like it to be? Focusing our attention on breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the lungs, expanding the chest, and long, slow exhale. Really drag it out as long as you can. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale through the mouth. Relaxing the hands, the shoulders, the neck, jaw. Letting go and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more really slow through the nose. Long, slow exhale. Letting go. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and open your eyes. Let your body breathe on its own. And yeah, I think that's the mantra today is see if you can remember wherever your attention goes, whatever you focus on, intentionally or not, that's what's going to be your reality. So hope that was helpful. I'll stick around for a few if anyone wants to chat. Have a good day, everyone. Stay dry.